What's up, y'all? I'm back. I'm so excited. This is like the first live that I've done since September. So this is gonna be good. I'm gonna be talking about 5 ways to set yourself up for success and to win in life. So I'm going to give people a little bit time to join and then we will jump right in. Thank you all so much for the support while I was away. I have been able to read your commentary, and I'm just so grateful that you all continue to support Be Nicole Inspiring Souls. I am doing Vlogmas right now, so if you haven't already, you can click the link in my bio. And I've already put out 4 days worth of content, and there's so much more in store. So yeah, go check those out. But I'm gonna be sharing my winning tips today and hope that they help and will make sense and meet you wherever it is that you are in pursuing your goals before the new year. So, hello Tawana, how are you? And I know that most of you, y'all catch the replay, which always makes my day as well, that y'all are making plans to watch the replay. So I will give it another minute and then I'm going to jump right in. Oh, I got my shirt. My shirt says God don't play about me, and that's because God really don't play about me. God loves me, and I'm so grateful that he's blessed me with such a platform to be able to inspire and encourage and equip and motivate and just be able to pour out to others. This is honestly, it brings me so much joy to be able to do this. So thank y'all so much for the support and for the push to keep going. Okay, so it's been a minute. We're going to get started, so let's go. All right, so tip number 1 is that you need to stay in your lane. And I know with the climate that we're in, as far as everyone's jumping on to what's new and what's popular, what's popping, but I think it is so key for you to stay in your lane. It's going to help you keep your focus. It's going to be what drives you. And the moment you start to step outside of your lane is when you start to get off track, get distracted. Your focus begins to waver because now you're unsure of your why. And so staying within your lane is going to help you stay in tune and in sync with why you started, whatever your it is to begin with. So with staying in your lane, I wrote 3 points down. Point A, you'll never win in the wrong lane. So that's why it's so key and crucial for you. One, like once you find your lane and find your it thing, just roll with that. Point B, winning is about owning your space and your platform. So only you can do what you do. And even if there's other bloggers, entrepreneurs, the thing is telling me that I have poor connection, which is odd. Okay, let's see if we're good. Oh, thank you. My hair is, I took down my braids, and so yeah, the hair looks good. Okay, let me stay focused. So winning is about owning your space and your platform. Only you can do what you do and how you do it, right? So there's gonna be no one else that can blog like you, write like you, produce like you, sell a product like you can. And the thing about it is that there's people who want to support you. So even though there's other bloggers and there's other people who are selling hair products and t-shirt lines and everything, people want to support you and what it is that you bring to the table. So remember that. And then point C, I wanted to talk about that honestly with my blog, right? There's 100,000 other bloggers in the world, right? But no one blogs like I blog, right? My blogs are more so about real life experiences, and it's about me sharing my wins and my losses with other people in the hopes that I'm able to inspire, motivate, and encourage them to not give up and throw in the towel. And that life is going to hit all of us at some point, but it's more so about what we do and how we respond, right, when those things do happen. So what I love about my blog is that it honestly allows people to it reaches people in the different areas that they're in. So whereas I could be talking about me and my struggle with grad school, but it may honestly reach someone who's having the same struggles in grad school or in a relationship or something along those lines. So I have always, I think, pride myself on being transparent and open, because that's what works for me and the platform that I have. And so you should do the exact same thing for you and your platform, and owning your space. So number one, stay in your lane. Okay, number two, right? What are your realistic goals, right? Have you written those down? Are you aware of what it is that you're trying to accomplish with your it thing? And the reason why I wanted to point out realistic goals is because it's really easy for us to sometimes just write down, right, a list of things to check off. But on a serious note, like how realistic is it for you to accomplish this goal in XYZ, right, time frame? It's so important for you to be, I think, honest with yourself as you're on this pursuit and journey of trying to win in life. So for me, with the blog, I launched Vlogmas 2020, and it would have been so much fun for me to say, yes, I'm gonna blog every day up until Christmas. But I had to ask myself, how realistic is that gonna be with everything else that you got going on? It's not. So what is it that we can contribute this month through the blog? We can blog every day, Monday through Friday. And so yeah, go check out the blog. The link is in my bio, and you can check out my site. It's www.bnicoleinspiringsouls.com. So it's gonna be so important for you to make sure that the goals that you set for yourself and for your it thing, right, make sure that they're realistic. And here's my 3 points. So you'll never win setting goals out of your reach. So it's so important for you to make sure that you're operating, right, realistically with yourself. And it's okay to have short-term goals and long-term goals. Sometimes you'll notice that you'll even accomplish a long-term goal in a shorter time frame, and that's because you were keeping your focus. The other point I made was that winning requires for you to keep a running list of not only what you're working towards, but also what it is that you're accomplishing, right, on the journey. It's the things that you accomplish that sometimes, I would say, motivate me more than anything else. So it's very nice to know that I was able to, my goal was to get my blog to 3,000 views. So how dope is it that right now I've been able to track, and the blog is already, just within a week, reached 2,700 plus views. So obviously the 3,000 goals was realistic, and it looks like I'm gonna reach that goal before my deadline of December 19th. So I'm excited, and I think it's the push, the motivation that I need to keep going, keep writing, keep producing content. And then the third point that I wanted to make is that you need to make sure that you continue to show up as your authentic self, because that's what sells. That's honestly what's going to make people buy into whatever it is that you're trying to produce in this season. So don't get sidetracked if you don't meet a goal. Just rearrange, right, the time frame that you're going to reach that goal within. So number one was stay in your lane. Number two is to make sure that your goals that you set for yourself are realistic, okay? Number three, you need to get rid of all distractions, and I do mean all distractions. So I think in this season, the holiday season, right, it is so easy to get distracted because there's so much going on. There's so many people who are at you, who need you, who want you, who would like to see you, right? Everybody, right, needs something. I think now there's no better time than right now for you to get focused as you begin to close out this year and go into next year. So the points that I made about getting rid of all your distractions is that the point number one, or point A, is that you'll never win entertaining those who come to destroy, steal, or distract, okay? Hello. You will never ever win in life entertaining those who come to destroy, steal, or distract. And I think that is so key for you to remember. Point B is winning Oh, in regards to winning, right? No one wins when you lose your focus. No one wins. Hey, come on in. No one wins when you start to lose your focus. So at the end of the day, it doesn't serve you any purpose or the people who are looking to support you when you start to get sidetracked. And then I decided I'd give you all a list of my distractions. So my 3 distractions are would be, of course, my phone, because it's always, there's a notification somewhere. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. I think you're awesome as well. But so my phone, it's always going off with notifications after notification. So it's very easy for me to get distracted. Like, I can literally start to respond to a text and then I start scrolling on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and before you know it, I've lost an hour of my time where I could have had a blog written or some content released within that same amount of time frame. My other distraction would be cute boys. So I have told my friends that I am literally not entertaining anyone until 2021, and even then it may be April or May. So just something, I got some goals and I just don't need any distractions. And so if anyone doesn't understand that or can't get down with that, and then of course, like, social life, that can also be a distraction. I know that when I go home, my family, they get excited, they want to see me and spend time with me, and I want to spend time with them, but also my friends want to spend time with me, so I can get so caught up. Exactly, yes. So I can get so caught up in spending time with family and spending time with friends and making sure that I see everyone, that I will literally realize that I have gotten nothing done that I had planned on doing. So at that point, at some point, I've lost my focus. So again, get rid of all distractions. Even if, like, you say for the next 30 days, I'm going to be committed to accomplishing this goal, whatever the case may be for you. For me, it's to get my blog to 3,000 views right now. And another big goal that I have is that I want to start working with brands. And it's crazy because I had that on my list of things that I wanted to do, but I didn't think I was ready to start. And I actually had 2 brands reach out to me during the break, during my social media fast. So I've already been able to work with 2 brands this year before the new year. So it's given me some experience and some things about what to do, what not to do, and how I want that to look for 2021. So I'm excited to know, like, what 2021 holds for me and for the blog, but it's going to take for me to remain focused. And I believe the same thing applies to you and whatever it is that you're working on in this season. Okay, number 4. In regards to setting yourself up to win at life, right, you need to support others. And I know sometimes that we think that support can be costly or comes with an expense, but honestly, like, support can be you liking someone's content, sharing someone's content, honestly, just telling someone about their product or their platform. Yeah, make sure that you always find time and that you create a space to support others. So the first point I want to make is that you'll never win in life being selfish. So I wouldn't even start on that journey because you're not gonna win. And even if you start to make progress being selfish, eventually it will catch up with you. So you will never win being selfish in life. Point B is that winning requires for you to pour into others when given the opportunity. So anytime someone reaches out to me with questions about blogging or creating content, I always try to make myself available to them because I want to help, right? It's honestly, it contributes to me operating with purpose when I'm able to help others. And remember, as I said in, number 1 about staying in your lane, no one can blog the way that you blog, or no one can produce content the way that you do it, or no one can sell a product the way that you can. So by simply supporting someone else in their pursuit, it's not going to take away from what it is that you have going. So keep that in mind. And then the last point that I wanted to make in regards to supporting others is that I try to support people by simply liking, sharing their content, purchasing their content if it's within budget. I don't ever think you should break your budget to support others, but if it's within your budget, definitely buy someone's product. And then, of course, share it if you like the product. But then I send encouragement, and I send words of encouragement and inspiration to people who have written something or created something that has helped me in my journey to continue blogging or just continue living and showing up online authentically. So I think that their support can look very different for you in regards to whatever your it thing is, but just make sure that you find time and you create a space to continue to support others regardless of what level you reach. Okay, and then my last point, number 5, is that you should never forget where you started. So I think that it is so key that sometimes as we reach new levels, it's easy to forget right where we started and what we started with. Like, I can remember not being able to afford a ring light, which, look at this lighting, y'all. But I can remember not being able to afford a ring light. So I was using all sorts of things. I had lamps set up and coming at me from different angles. And I would have like boxes and books stacked up to get my phone positioned because I couldn't afford it. Like, I didn't have a tripod of any sort. So like, I remember those days, and honestly, those were humble beginnings. So now, right, I was able to save up my money, and now I have this beautiful ring light. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot to me. So I'm glad that it's helping. Come back next Sunday. I'll have a new topic for you. But and keep doing what you're doing. Keep your focus, and don't be distracted in this season. I know that it can be so easy because I think sometimes this is when the support seems to waver, but do not let it throw you off track. You are inspiring so many people by being the boss that you are. So keep going. And so yeah, never forget where you started. Never forget, right, the humble beginnings. Never forget when you didn't have it in the budget. Like, I think sharing those types of stories and experiences honestly inspires and motivates others. So point 1 would be that you'll never win if you lose sight of your why. You will never win if you lose sight of your why. I think for me, my why, so crazy stories, that when I started this blog, it was simply because I had went to a gas station and okay, let me tell the whole story really quickly. So someone had asked me to come and help prepare some young women for a pageant. And at the time I was living in Jacksonville, and I was getting paid like little to nothing to recruit, but it was like my first big girl job. So, you got to start at the bottom to work your way up. So I honestly didn't really have the money to drive from Jacksonville back home to Florence. And honestly was too prideful to ask family for money. But I thought maybe when I come there, like the person who asked me to come speak, they'll actually pay me something, at least for my troubles, because it was a 3-hour drive to Florence. Well, they did not pay me a dime. So I ended up going to the Chevron gas station, and I think I honestly have, y'all, like, honestly $20 to my name. So I plan to put $10, right, in my tank to get me back to Jacksonville, because I lived right across the street from campus. So I knew if I got back home, I could probably make do to my next check. Okay, cool. Go to the gas station at the Chevron, and the pump that I pull up to, I go in, pay $10. I put the pump in, and I go sit back in my car. And y'all, the pump, like, it clicked, and when I looked up, it showed $20, not $10. So I was a little perplexed by that. And then this man comes out. He's like, hey, the sales clerk says she needs to see you. I go back in, and she tells me that, yeah, like, something happened, but, like, you can just pay us the $10. Okay, well, that's the thing, y'all. Honestly, maybe I only had $10 because, like, I didn't have any money to give her. So I was like, I gave her my last $10. So what ended up happening was the manager gets called, and the manager says, hey, it's not her fault. She'll just, we'll just close the pump down. And it was in that very moment that I was like, this kind of stuff happens to me all the time. I should be writing about this to encourage others, that if you feel like you're supposed to go do something, regardless of what your pockets say, regardless of what people say, because my family told me don't make the drive because it was a waste. Regardless of what people say, and regardless of what your pockets say or what your bank account says, go. Like, if it's in your heart to do something, do it. And I did it, and it looks like the Lord provided. And I was like, this kind of stuff happens to me all the time. I want to be able to write about this, and I want to be able to inspire others to honestly go, right, regardless. Hey, Kamisha. I was praying for you, and I'm so glad that you were able to join this live, because it lets me know that you're in much better situation. So thank you for all your support, and I'm so glad that and pray that you are doing much better. But yeah, so that's the reason why the blog started, which I don't even know if y'all knew that, but that's why the blog started. So yeah, never lose sight of your why, because that's honestly what's going to keep you going. Point B is winning is about you showing up authentically for yourself on a consistent basis. Hey girl, what is it? So you know what? I love my hair too. It's like, I don't know, y'all, it's doing its own thing, but I do love it, and I'm gonna keep playing around with it. I'm just trying some different products. What's up, Jen? I'm just trying some different products, y'all, but I do love my hair. Crazy story, I was supposed to go get my hair done Friday. I typically do not take my braids down until I know for a fact I have an appointment booked. So I was supposed to go get my hair done. Anywho, the beautician gets sick on the day of my appointment, and so for the first 24 hours, y'all, I was looking real cray because I was like, what am I gonna do with all of this? So this weekend I spent time on, loving my hair, embracing the natural look. So thank y'all for being so kind, telling me that you love my hair. So that means a lot. Thanks. That means I just need to keep at it. But yeah, winning is about you showing up authentically for yourself on a consistent basis. So you should never ever get tired of showing up as your authentic self, because that's what keeps people coming back. I hope y'all keep coming back to watch these lives, because you enjoy seeing and hearing from the transparent Brittany, and it kind of gives you like a face behind, like in front of the blog, whereas normally it's me kind of behind the blog, where I feel a lot more freer and more comfortable when I'm writing. Honestly, going live gives me it gets my nerves. I'll be like shaking over here, but I come back because y'all keep showing up. So y'all keep showing up, and I'll keep showing up too. But yeah, winning is about you showing up consistently for yourself. So and then the last point I wanted to make about never forgetting where you started is that I have to remind myself often about the blog and the blog success, and how the blog has grown because I continue to show up, and because I've been consistent and transparent. That's literally the only two things that I know that have worked for me, and it may be very different from you depending on what your it thing is, but I think showing up makes all the difference in the world. I can remember a time where there was only 10 people reading my blog, but I was excited about all 10 people, and I kept writing for those 10 people because they were engaged and they were loving the content. And now my Facebook, the blog Facebook page has, I think I checked it the other day, and it had 627 people following it. I was like, where did all these people come from? I have the slightest info. My Instagram account, of course, is growing. Twitter I'm on, but I don't really use the blog on Twitter. But my blog site, y'all, is growing, and people are going to the blog. So if you haven't already, I'm doing Blogmas. Go read a blog. I'm gonna have some more juicier content being released this week, but yeah, definitely go check out the blog. These are more introductory posts, just to kind of get you ready for the tea. But yeah, humble beginnings. I just remember when the blog was not really an it thing. It's just something that I did because I enjoyed writing, and it was a way for me to be able to express myself. And now people are reading the blog and sharing the blog. One girl told me she shared my relationship blog with 3 of her friends, and it's that kind of stuff that keeps me going and motivated. So thank y'all if you are a blog supporter. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea what it means to me. So I'm just gonna go back through 5 ways to set yourself up for success, and then I will take any questions that you may have. You can just hit the little question mark box there, and then I can review your question. You can ask me anything, or you can ask something about this particular topic. It's up to you. But 5 ways to set yourself up to win in life would be: number 1, stay in your lane at all times. Number 2, make sure that the goals that you set for yourself are realistic. Number 3, you need to get rid of all distractions. As I mentioned, I'm starting to realize that cute boys are a distraction for me. So yeah, cutting ties so that I can channel that energy into something a little bit more productive, such as my blog content. So like I tell myself, like I am honestly like not entertaining anyone through the rest of this year, and honestly it may be like April or May before I get back into that headspace. So yeah, number 3, get rid of all distractions regardless of how cute they may be. Number 4, support others. Never ever ever stop supporting others, even if what they do is very different or very similar to you. And then number 5, never forget where you started. So thank y'all, that is my live. I am back. I'm so excited to be back. Honestly, I love showing up here and being able to share content with all of you. If you all don't have any questions, I will go ahead and close it out, but I will gladly bloop bloop bloop. No questions? Yes, Kamisha, I'm so glad to be back. I'm gonna have to, yes, good night. I'm gonna have to definitely figure out like what topics y'all want to hear more about. I know the relationship topics always tend to get a lot of people excited. I try not to talk too much about relationships because that's really not why I started the blog, but sometimes people will ask me questions, and so I don't mind talking about relationships though. But yeah, please, if at any point you think of a topic that you want to hear me talk about or that you have questions about, please submit it. I feel like I can always turn it into a blog or share it here on the live. So thank y'all so much. I'm going to go ahead and close it out, but don't forget to #be inspired today, and I hope that you all have an amazing week, and I will see you next Sunday.